In KwaZulu-Natal, South Africa, a groundbreaking project is changing the lives of women caregivers of children and adolescents living with HIV. This is the story of CWEL Plus, a collaboration between the South African Medical Research Council and Canada's Simon Fraser University.
So the call came out at a very timely point when South Africa was in the crux of its post-pandemic era, and government really needing strategies on how now do we support the most vulnerable that were affected by the pandemic. And it so happened that our group, my team of scientists, were in the trenches during COVID-19. We were actually piloting a cash transfer plus motivational message to support caregivers during that period, during COVID-19. So when it comes to policy and decision making, one has to look for the most robust evidence, right? And so that means selecting science that's showing has used a very robust, high quality study design. So hence we used, as you mentioned, this trial study design approach, because that would really get us to how effective is a cash government transfer program if one had to top it up with an economic empowerment program. What is the effect on the outcome, right? So the trial was the best approach to do this, and the fact that now we had two groups getting the cash transfer that mimicked government's social relief grant, that was a key national government response, a post-pandemic strategy being led by South African government. Because we were wanting then to see, okay, if we overlay this, so hence it allowed us to give one group the standard of care, the cash transfer social relief grant, and the intervention group getting that, plus this economic, gender-transformative economic empowerment workshop that we developed.
The project aims to evaluate the impact of a combined cash transfer and gender-transformative economic livelihoods intervention on the psychological well-being and gender equality of women caregivers.
The CWEL Plus program has a series of 10 sessions. The 10 sessions are covered in a series of 6 weeks. We do, each session is like 3 hours max. So each group came to us for the workshops. Like each group was about 10 or 12 participants, and then they came to us and went through the 10 sessions. So the first session, it was about introducing yourself or introducing your story. So they all come together in our offices in Windermere. The caregivers all come together, and we also create like a WhatsApp group where they can all interact. And we are hoping that even after the program is finished, they can still interact or form bonds outside of the CWEL Plus program.
The program itself, I think, has benefited caregivers quite a lot based on the feedback that we get from them. I mean, we have women that are unemployed that come from surrounding communities. They have a lot of challenges that they have to go through. By getting them through like our training workshops, empowering them in terms of how do they get to interact with their partners, how do they interact with their children, especially the sensitivities around their kids living with HIV. In addition to like empowering women on how to deal with relationships, intimate partner violence, communicating and stuff, the program also has a component where we economically empower women. So even in like the little money that they get, they learn how management skills, financial management skills, entrepreneurial skills, which they apply. So in so doing, they also get to put an extra plate of food on the table.
Caregivers shared how the workshops and interventions have positively impacted their mental health, economic stability, and ability to provide care.
We created a safe space for each personality during the session. We encourage participation and help them to engage during the session, where we acknowledge each participant's input and giving them constructive feedback, and then also some questions for them to answer, as well as an opportunity for them to ask questions as well. The experience for them we got from the feedback was very good. They didn't wish the project was ending from their feedback, because they said when they came into these sessions, they were different people, but after they came out, they were different people as well, because they have learned a lot. Their mindset has changed, especially for that session on parenting, because some of them say they did not have time to listen to their children. They didn't feel it was important. And also the session on disclosure was very important, because you could see that the parents were struggling to disclose to a child their status. Some of them were even emotional about it, because we had to do role plays on disclosure. And you could see this was very hard, especially telling the child that it was me who gave you this status of being positive. But through the role plays and also other participants sharing on how they disclosed to their parents, to their children, they were equipped.
My name is Tagasile Zuma. I am from Chesterville. I'm taking care of a 13-year-old boy who is living with HIV. He started taking treatment when he was 7 years old, and then when he was 8, he started asking questions about what is this treatment for? Why am I always taking pills every day? It's 8 o'clock. So I had the challenge of disclosing why the child is taking the treatment. So it has really helped me come into the CWEL Plus program, because I have learned how to talk to a child and then disclose properly the status and why he is taking the treatment.
When I started this program, I've realized that I've learned to be more open in terms of the children that I've been caring for. And learning more and caring more for them, spending more time with them has given me tremendous, things to think about in terms of doing more things for them for the future.
My name is Caregiver Khumalo. I'm from Claremont in Durban, and then I'm a caregiver for my brother's daughter. I met the other caregivers here, but unfortunately for us, we were taken by Westfield Clinic up to here, and then they told us that Tina, we were not gonna attend in classes, but we will come for feedback. They will get the feedback. The feedback, that's where I get to speak up, to cough out. The facilitator, it's a facilitator, I don't know how they call it. Yes, they will ask you, how do you feel? What is happening to your home? By doing that to me, by asking me, what is like do you have like any circumstances? What is the problem at home? By asking me all those questions about my home, and then Mina to tell her about everything that is happening at home, was a big relief.
The personal stories of caregivers highlight the real-life impact of the CWEL Plus project, showcasing the transformative power of support and education.
The money from the CWEL Plus program helped me very much, because before I joined the CWEL Plus program, I had a business selling fish in the community. But then because of COVID and everything, the business failed. I couldn't carry on with the business. So when I came here with the little money that I was getting, I was able to boost my business and restart selling my fish to the community. So that's what she's been doing. She could also help with the groceries at home month end if the money came in.
When we're having this grant, sometimes I take this money to buy kids at school. They will be selling sweets at school, so that we're gonna get more money, a little bit money, so that we can't stay without money here at home, as that money was not too much, but it helped us a lot.
My life has changed a lot. My kids are not suffering like they used to be before, because right now I'm able to do not like whatever they want, but the little that I have, I spend with them. I make sure that I satisfied my kids, the 4 of them, because even the daughter just calls me mom.
We're hoping to see that in terms of their well-being, that things have improved, those that went through our training workshop. And then also to use this costing that we're doing, so to inform government or other policymakers or other organizations that might want to follow a similar path, to say, okay, fine, yes, we might be giving people money, but why not empower them so that they get more out of it?
I say the project was very successful. Even the people was crying when we told them this was the end of the session. They were wishing that they would have continued. I feel that the project should continue even in the rural areas especially, and with some other people who can experience the same thing. Because most people say, especially we had a group of people who were abusing alcohol, even coming to the sessions while they were drunk, some of them, and then they felt that they didn't really have something to do, and this thing has meant a lot. It was important for them.
When I came here, I gained a lot. Because other things, when you are sitting alone, you don't have someone to talk with, you don't know nothing. But when I came here, we were different women, so that someone will come with her story, and you got your own story. So as a caregiver, I saw that my story is not as difficult as the other women's one. They were very, very, very sad ones. And when we came here, because our facilitators who were teaching us, if you got a story that they have to talk with you alone, they will take you after the program and go with you and sit with you and talk with you to solve your problem.
Ability to provide caregivers with psychosocial support to better parent, to better help their children and adolescents living with HIV through their HIV journey. The support they get here is minimal. Key to their well-being is the lack of skills. They're just yearning for someone to provide them with knowledge and skills on how to parent, how to manage these very complex issues. A lot of them are either biological moms, aunts, or even grandparents taking care of these kids going through adolescence. And for them, just helping them alleviate that burden that they faced, how to be a better parent, how to cope, allow them then the coping skills that we shared, gave them then, I guess, the opportunity to de-stress, to release some of the emotional burden that they face, so they could go on with their daily tasks and some of that being, providing, financially supporting their household. And we hope a program like this will be taken up or showcased we hope to showcase it in many platforms, and we hope there would be talks now post the project as we provide the cost data and for engagement with stakeholders on how they could take pieces of this and integrate it into current programs that are existing in the communities.